What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the 250 Vest Celebration, or Vestival 4.0. This is the fourth Vest Celebration that I'm doing here on my live stream. We have hit a whopping, unprecedented 250 straight streams where we hit the tips goal, and I put on a vest in celebration. Okay? Pretty damn cool. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to outline the whole history of the vest like I've done on previous vest streams. Okay? What I'm going to say is, again, thank you guys so much for your overwhelming support. And if you haven't been tuning into the streams lately and you haven't heard, like, things are going pretty well for me because of your support. And what I want to do is tell you guys a little bit about that, what you guys can expect moving forward this year, which should be pretty good stuff. In addition to that, I want to talk a little bit about my plans coming up for the next couple of weeks of streaming, because I've solidified my plans for streaming. And then we're going to open this up to live Q&A for a little while. When we get bored with live Q&A here on the stream, we're actually doing something very different for this Vest Celebration, gameplay. People have requested that I actually do gameplay for this fourth Vestival. The viral sensation Fall Guys, right, has been very popular this year, and people are asking me to play more Fall Guys, so we're actually going to do that. That doesn't look right? It looks like it moved. There we go. Well, it looks like, you know what happens is Jasper sometimes plays with the foam behind me, so I think he knocked that square out of place there. Okay. That Anonymous gifted a subscription to Luther Cujo. Congrats, Luther Cujo, and thank you, That Anonymous, for the support. And Shadow the Hedgehog is here and did a 500-bit cheer, biggest cheer of the day. Yeah, I tried so hard, I got so far, in the end, it doesn't matter. Well, I don't know what that means. It is a song lyric, though. But I appreciate you, Shadow the Hedgehog. I appreciate your contributions. And that is the biggest cheer so far today. By the way, we're already about a fifth of the way to the tips goal. And I said this on the pre-stream, but I'll say it formally here in the first part of Vestival 4.0. If we hit the tips goal today, which obviously I hope we do so we can continue the streak, I have a new vest reveal that we'll do live on the stream. And I'll be wearing the new vest for the rest of this stream. And now that vest will make it into the rotation. Also, I made a announcement here on the stream, on the pre-stream, of how the vests are gonna actually work moving forward. So as of today, I'm gonna have 6 different vests. All right, that's crazy, and that's a lot, and that's enough. I don't think I need to be adding constant new vests. Okay, so that being said, Twitch has a poll where you can vote for 5 things. I can't even put all 6 vests into the Twitch poll. So the way it's gonna work is, moving forward from now, every stream, if we hit the tips goal, a poll will be created in the stream chat for the viewers to vote on what vest they want to see that stream in celebration of hitting that goal. But it's going to be the 5 vests that I did not previously wear the stream before. So let's say, for example, right now I'm wearing the red vest, and let's say I was going to wear this vest for the whole stream, which I'm probably not. I'm probably going to be doing the new vest reveal. But let's say the red vest was the one that I was wearing tonight, okay? Then later, on the later stream, if the vest goals hit, it's going to be a poll for the other 5 colors of vest. See? So whatever vest I wore previously the stream before is not eligible for the next stream. And the reason this works is, number one, it creates variety to the streams. I'm a variety streamer. And you guys want to see variety on the streams. You don't want to see the same thing every time. Number 2, this avoids trolling. People have been trolling, voting for the same vest over and over because they think it's funny that I'm always doing the same vest. This way we get variety, okay? So that's why I'm doing it that way moving forward. Upscaled man tipped $10. He said, I just got done. Work has been, I just got done with work. I've been waiting all day for the festival. About to smoke a bowl and watch this. All right, upscaled man. Well, thank you very much for the tip. That is the biggest tip of the day. Let's get you on the leaderboard. And that jumps us to $29 in tips. Thank you very much for the support, everybody. Also, Internet Famous McCroy gifted a subscription to Lord Lava Lamp. Congrats, Lord Lava Lamp. Nice name. And thank you, Internet Famous McCroy, for the channel support. And CJ Euphoria just resubscribed for a whopping 46 months. Almost 4 straight years of support. Thank you very much, CJ Euphoria. I appreciate that very much. Okay. So, let's start. First of all, guys, 5 months of support. You guys have been outstanding, amazing positivity on my streams this year. I mean, every Vestival I talk about it, but I do feel like I'm obligated to tell you guys how much you've helped me this year. At the beginning of the Vest streak, I was still in a situation where financially my life was falling apart, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I was in the midst of a bankruptcy proceeding and everything. Since then, in the last 5 months, here's how positively things have turned around. The bankruptcy was granted. I have gotten caught up on taxes to the point where now I'm basically looking at my situation and saying, it looks like if I can keep the Vest streak going, instead of worrying about catching up, I get to think about being proactive and actually doing awesome stuff for the rest of this year to improve the quality of the streams. The first thing I'm looking to do in 2020 is get the new consoles. Now, it would be amazing if I can get both, but from all the information that we have gathered about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X or Series S, because it seems there's going to be two models just like the PlayStation 5, it seems to me the absolute must-have console at launch is the PlayStation 5. The Xbox Series X pretty much doesn't have much launch content outside of that game Medium, which, by the way, apparently can also be played on regular Xbox One. So it's really no demand to absolutely have the Xbox Series X at launch, except for the fact that obviously I want to cover it. I want to unbox it. I want to hook it up. I want to show you guys the dashboard of it and all the features of it and play games on it at launch so we can have that cool feeling of a hype launch. I covered both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One launches the same way that I would love to do for these new consoles, and you guys loved it. It was actually one of the most popular things I did at that point on YouTube. People went crazy for the launch content videos that I did of the PS5 and the Xbox One. Okay? So, I would love to get both. I don't know if I'll be able to, but as long as nothing crazy happens unexpected right now, it looks like I can afford at least one, and if that is the case, it's going to be the PlayStation 5. What I'm looking to do is get the PS5 and maybe like that headset that's coming for it at launch, because PS5 supposedly is going to have 3D audio and the headset's going to have it enabled. It makes sense to have it already by default rather than going to look for a third-party headphone or whatever that's going to support it or whatever. I need new headphones. My current headphones are wearing out. I've never showed you this on camera, but if you take a look at the headphone pads, you'll actually see they're falling apart. You see that? They're falling apart, and every day when I put on my headphones now, foam pieces are all over my face. And I looked online, and it looks like you can't get replacement headphone things. Here's how they work, by the way. They're magnetic, and they come off just like that. So you're supposed to be able to buy replacements and put them on, but they don't sell them anymore. I look all over the internet. I can't find headphone cups anywhere for this thing. It seems like they're all gone because these are from 2017, and I believe these are the 2016 models. So you're talking 4-year-old headphones. They're probably only making new accessories and things for the new model, not the old model. So I'm kind of stuck. Okay. They're supposed to clean them. I do clean them, genius. Every single day I wipe these down. Every single day. This is hair grease for my hair. Idiots. People, of course, they got to be stupid and be like, oh, it's so gross, you doesn't clean them. Fuck off. So, what I'm thinking is PlayStation 5 and that new headphones, obviously at launch, and then games for the PlayStation 5. So, if and when they actually announce that the pre-orders are open for the PlayStation 5, I'm looking forward to that because I'd like to jump on and pre-order one. Now, am I going to get it at GameStop and pick it up physically? Fuck no. Especially with coronavirus and everything. Fuck all that. I'm just going to get it online, probably from Amazon. You think Amazon will probably have the pre-orders just like everybody else, and I have Amazon Prime, so I'll probably be able to get it like at launch day, and that would be pretty awesome. Now, I would love to get both, but we have to see how things go in the next few months, and hopefully nothing crazy bad happens or whatever. Like I said, I'm working behind the scenes on my tax situation, and it's looking like a positive outcome, which is good. So if the Vest support keeps going the way it's been going the last 5 months, it's looking like the console launches will be good. I will probably be covered and be able to get them both, and maybe even, you know, do the launch day unboxings and hooking it up live on stream and playing the launch games with all of you guys, just like I did last console gen. All right, I'm excited for this. I hope that everything works out. Okay. Jachurdy just did an $11 tip and says, a celebratory haiku from the Loyal Haiku mod. Sounds good. He says, the Vest still lives on. Day after day, we get... oh, no! Day after day, we get tips. Wait, day after day, we get... day after day, we get tips. It is correct. I screwed up. And then may the streak stay strong. Cool. 575. I miscounted. Very nice. Thank you, Deturity. Let's get you up on the leaderboard as the top tipper of the day, because you are. And that gets us up to $40 in tips so far on the stream. We're 40% of the way to seeing a new vest reveal right here live on the stream, everybody. Okay, very nice. All right. Also, Golden Nobles cheered and said, Ciara Bahiana said, I look mighty cute today. Well, thanks for the compliment and thanks for the cheer. All right. So that's number one. That's the primary thing that I think is the most important thing for my streams this year is covering the new consoles, right? Now, in addition to that, something else that I would like to do if we can keep the vest support going is I want to get rid of this couch, which is going to cost money. I probably got to pay a good amount of money to have movers come in here and get this fucking couch out of here. I don't have a truck. I don't have any means to get it downstairs. I basically have to have movers get it out because the delivery guys delivered it and moved it in here. I can't do that by myself. Excuse me. So we got to get this out of here, and I'm going to get a new chair of some sort. What kind of chair? I'm not sure. It could just be the brown chair that I've had from Connecticut, because I still have that over in the storage nook. The thing is, I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know how much support it has. I don't know how comfy it would be. I need to try it out. Also, camera-wise, I have to see how does it look on camera and stuff. So chances are I'm going to get rid of this couch, and I'm going to put that brown chair in here at some point during this year. And we're going to see how that looks. If that looks good, great, we'll keep it. But maybe it won't be comfy enough or whatever. We'll have to see. Once we figure out if it's good enough, or if I need to get a new chair, maybe I'll get a new chair. And then I want to get a green screen setup. You guys have asked me for a green screen setup for so effing long. I said, all right, why don't I finally do it? Right now, you can very easily get a green screen setup that's like a square on a stand that goes behind you when you're streaming. They sell them, sets. You could buy them on Amazon. You could buy them all over the internet. Streamer green screen sets. So I would like to get one of those and try to position it behind the chair. The thing is, I can't do it here. Look, this goes right to the wall. There's like maybe a few inches of space between this and the wall. But this couch is huge. Once this couch is out of here and it's just a chair, I should actually have room behind me to do this. That's why I was never able to do it before now. So I get a chair and position it and maybe just set up a green screen here in the office so that we could do that. Like right now, I obviously wouldn't use a green screen, just talking to you guys. But obviously when I'm doing gameplay and I'm in a webcam and a little, I wouldn't even need the border anymore. We get rid of the border. It's just me playing a game, right? So we're going to try that out. Okay. So that'll be cool. And then, the other improvement that I would like to do is something you guys have asked me for years, a new webcam. Now that might take some research and it may take some doing because I need to get a good one. Right now, the webcam I have does 1080p, but not great. As you can see, it looks blurry, right? It's not a great webcam. It's a tiny little lens. It has 0 zooming capabilities. I'd like to get a webcam that maybe has a big lens, lots of light. When I used to buy cameras, I used to look for the Carl Zeiss lens. Carl Zeiss makes these really great lenses that just have very crisp quality to them. So maybe something with a high-quality lens or something like that. Or some people have suggested, don't even get just a webcam. Get a camera, get an actual digital camera or camcorder that you can plug and live stream into your computer with, because those are really high quality. So I would maybe look to do something like that too, okay? So we'll see. We'll see what I can do this year. Guaranteed, as long as things don't go bad, I'm getting a new console, and it's probably going to be the PS5, all right? So that's a positive thing directly because you guys have been so supportive this year that I can do because of the vest stream, okay? Then, hopefully I can also get the Xbox Series X. Then the next thing would obviously be, new couch, green screen setup, and all of that. That's what I'm looking to do. And then the webcam, hopefully I can do all this. It would be great if I could do all this by the end of the year, but it's not a guarantee. Let's see how the crazy fall gaming season goes, where my cost is going to go up to do everything. All right, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. Upscaled man now took me $15 and said, let's get to Vestival 5.0. New vest reveal, let's go. I love you, Phil. Thank you, Upscaled man. So you're back to being the top tipper of the day. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. And that jumps us to $55 in tips. Thank you. We are more than halfway to the tips goal now. Pissing Demon, resubscribed for 32 months. Thank you, Pissing Demon, for being such a long-standing supporter of the channel. I appreciate that. Fart Suppressor Pillow which is not really a negative because I actually have a fart suppressor pillow on the couch. I'm not kidding. Timmy, $4.20, and says, detractors would definitely tip $100 for a couch goal where you have to stop your stream to drag your old couch back out. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying that's how dumb things are right now. I'm not surprised. Thank you for a $4 tip. We're now up to $59 in tips. Okay. Well, you guys don't believe me? Okay, fine. You want to see it. It's my fart suppressor pillow. It's really not a fart suppressor. What it is I told you guys, this couch is so terrible that the cushions have sunken in. When I sit down, I sink like 6 inches into the couch. There's zero support on this couch when I sit on it. It actually hurts my legs and my back sitting on this couch all day, but I have to. When I bought this couch, it was actually firm. It was actually a firm, nice couch. I'd say within a year of sitting here doing gaming all day out of my office, the couch completely like sunk in and became a piece of shit. And I've tried things over the years. I have a thing over there. It's one of those gel, like honeycomb seat things to boost myself up. I've tried sitting on pads and cushions. Nothing. The thing sucks. This couch absolutely sucks. And now I understand why everyone who games full-time uses some kind of a chair. What's funny, though, is the couch I had in Connecticut, it sunk in. Don't get me wrong. It sunk in over time. But not as bad as this couch. Like, this couch was actually expensive. I bought this from a furniture store, name brand couch, and this thing sucks. It sunk in so quickly. I'm so disappointed. So I'm getting rid of this, and I'm just going to get a chair to be in here in the office. It makes more sense, and it'll be better support for me or whatever. Okay? Okay. So, let's continue. So guys, thank you for the support. Positive things coming later this year because of your direct support with the vest streak and everything going on. All right. Now, I made the announcement today. I'm not going to be getting any more vests in the near future at all. I'm just not going to do it. I think 6 vests is going to be more than enough for the foreseeable future. In fact, I probably will not get another vest for the rest of the year. The exception being maybe for a holiday, like maybe I'll get a holiday-themed vest or something like that for holidays coming up, especially if we're going to be doing holiday celebrations. Maybe I'll get a silly vest just for that day. But in general, I'm probably not going to be doing any more new vests because I think 6 is more than enough. Now, what I did say was that if there's a vest that people just really don't like and it almost never gets voted on stream, I'm okay with phasing a vest out and replacing it with a new one. But the way that with Twitch polling working, only having 5 options in a poll, I can really only have 6 vests. You see what I'm saying? The vest that's eliminated because it was on last stream and 5 to vote for. So we kind of are limited right now with what we can do. Okay? Okay. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Now, before we get to the Q&A segment, which is going to start in a moment, I have an announcement. I have decided what I'm going to be doing for streaming for the next couple of weeks until the new releases hit in early September. Now, I know fully that no matter what I say, people are going to be disappointed. Because right now, there's people who want to see me play Battletoads. There's people who want to see me play this new game from Don't Nod. There's people who want to see me play Batman Arkham City Remaster. There's people who want to see me play the Samurai Jack game that just came out on Friday. There's people who are like, when are you doing the Control DLC with Adam Wake that's coming out? So you see what I mean? There's so much going on in gaming right now that people, no matter what I select to play, people are going to be disappointed. And I understand that. I know there's nothing I can do. I can't, as they say, you can please all of the people some of the time, some of the people all of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And being this is a unique time where the summer's been chock full of new games and everything, it's been very hard to weigh and balance and know what to do. All right? The thing is, for the next couple of weeks, I have to focus in on Paper Mario a bit. I have to do at least one major stream of Paper Mario the Origami King the next 2 weeks to get as far into the game as I can, so that way I'm not lagging behind in that playthrough. All right? So just so I hope you guys understand, that's why I'm doing it like this, okay? Oh, well, wait a minute. Well, I was just about to announce what I'm going to be doing, and I got a bunch of tips coming in, so let's actually shout out these tips. First of all, the other master tipped me $1 and said, I'm thinking about this idea for your next viewer's choice. I'd like to see a genre-based voting, for example, platformers. People can vote for those types of games, and then maybe some of those can get a chance to win instead of random genres, just a thought. The other master, I think that's a great idea, and the reason I say that is because, sadly, if you look at the games that have been winning viewer's choice, it's basically 2 kinds of game. Insanely long JRPGs or old school platformers, because the viewer's choice have been Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Tooie, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Divinity Original Sin 2. Jesus. It's, you know, see what I mean? It ends up being the same thing over and over when I leave it open. And I've already announced this. I said there's absolutely no way I could do another lengthy JRPG. Divinity Original Sin 2 has to wait till I finish Fire Emblem. I might not finish Fire Emblem till the end of this year. So, you see what I mean? So, I basically, when I do the next viewer's choice, I'm basically going to have to make it so that it's a certain genre, maybe selection, and the genre of RPGs will have to be out, because I'm already going to be playing another RPG. You see what I'm saying? So, let's see what happens, but I like that suggestion. Thank you for that one. Lunabot took me $25 to become the top tipper of the day. Let's get Lunabot up on the leaderboard, because that is the top tip of the day. Okay. Oops, what the hell? Where'd the 5 go? That gets us up to $85 in tips. Thank you, Lunaba. And Lunaba says, remember when around the 100 Vest Streak Festival you said this may be the end of the streak? Hats off to DSP community celebrating with beer and beef jerky on this end. Yeah, and you know, again, I just want to emphasize something. I am so grateful for your support, guys. And you guys know this can't last forever. I know this can't last forever. There's no way that for every single time I stream from now on, I'm going to be hitting a tips goal of $100. It's not sustainable. I realize that. But I'm riding this wave of positivity and enjoying every moment of it. We're having great positive streams together, right? And it's just awesome. The vibe of positivity around the streams has been amazing. And now I can actually make improvement. That was the thing. A lot of people were very critical of me the past few years, admittedly so, and here's why. They said, Phil, you know, we contribute to you, but it always seems like it's a black hole, because it always seems like no matter how much we contribute, you're always still having problems. You're always still in debt, and nothing's getting better. I agree with you. I actually 100% agree with everyone. I feel bad, and I honestly have regret and remorse that for the past few years you guys supported me so much, but because I got myself into such a terrible financial situation, I couldn't really give back. There was no way that I could say, okay, thanks for the support, now let's improve all these things, because I was in so much debt, and now you guys know. See, that was the thing. Back then, people always made this up, and they said, Phil's full of shit. All right, but I'm not, you know, because of the bankruptcy, all my records were made public, and you guys saw I wasn't making it up. I was that bad off. And so now, because things have been flipped in a positive light, I can actually do good. I can get the consoles. I can make improvements to the stream. It's like, holy shit, this is the first time in years I've been able to consider doing this stuff. I'm feeling great about it. So, yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. I know this won't last forever. But thank you for as long as it has lasted. And if it continues, thank you again. I want to keep doing positive things. I want to keep making positive changes to the streams. All right? And I hope I can. All right? So thank you again for the support and for helping me turn my life around. Really, guys, thank you. Murdoch tipped me $25. So, ladies and gentlemen, guess what that means? I think you know. Murdoch says, here's to one for the road to 300. Stay positive, Phil. Thank you very much, Murdoch, for the $25 tip. Now, in addition to that, Moon Walkman tipped me $5. Said, Phil, how you doing? Here's another haiku. 250, a wonderful long vest streak. Free the stinky couch. Have fun, Phil. Thank you, Moon Walkman. And then, Upscaled Man tipped me another $15. And he said, boom, vest revival. Let's get it. Fire. All right. So that is another $45 in tips. That jumps us up to $130 in tips today, guys. Thank you so much. Let's get that updated. And yes, that means it's time for a new vest reveal. We have hit streak 251. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you. All right, you guys ready for the vest reveal? All right, here we go. Something different. Okay. I don't know how it looks. I haven't even tried this on, so I have no idea how this looks. I really have no idea. Okay. The new vest. Ha! Ha How about a nice military camo vest? Now, that's very different from all the other vests that I've been wearing on stream, right? It's also very thin. It's very light, so I can wear this during the summer and not sweat my ass off, okay? An army vest or military camo vest. No, not stolen valor. No, I was never... Let me preface this by saying I was never in the armed forces, and I'm not stealing any valor from anyone. I'm just wearing a military camo vest. Okay. What do you mean you can't see it? What do you mean you can't see the vest? Oh, you must be joking. Okay, because it's camo. Get it? Can't see the vest. All right, so this is the new vest. We now have beige, blue, platinum, red, gray, and camo. Those are the 6 vests, and these will be for the foreseeable future. These will be the vests that we'll be working with. Okay, now like I said, we may actually have maybe some holiday-themed stuff going on coming up. I'll think about it. I'll see what I can find. But I'm not going to add officially anything to the official rotation until basically I feel it's appropriate. Like, let's say for the next 2 months, there's a vest that only gets voted in twice. Okay, well then obviously people don't like that vest, and maybe I'll swap it out for a new one. Okay, and actually, I do have a few ideas. I do have a few, I'd say 2 or 3 different ideas for new vests. I actually do, but I don't want to have too many. There's no way we can have that as an option. Okay. Kubi Contracts, I like the vest. Makes you look like an uncle. Oh my god. There you go. Reverse Flash says wearing the Gunner glasses would look really good with this vest. Well, you know the Gunner glasses are a tier 2 subs goal reward. Okay. So shout out to Golden Nobles who cheered and said pink vest time, baby. No, not a pink vest. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Golden Nobles. Cute Teacup subscribed to the channel for 19 straight months. Thank you very much, Cute Teacup, for 19 months of support. Let's see here. Well, here you go. Shakespeare tipped me $3 and says, I wrote an incredible DSP poem. Here it is. Get ready for this, guys. Darkside Phil, pretty as a daffodil, not a shill, has incredible will. He has a lot of gaming skill, never would he kill. His stream is God's will. I don't know about that. From here on, it's all uphill. Let's all tip a dollar bill. Wow. Well, thank you very much for the $3 tip, Shakespeare. I'm not sure that Shakespeare ever wrote anything so eloquent. I'm just saying. Very nice. Okay. So, guys, thank you for the support. I appreciate it very much. I'll be wearing the camo vest for the rest of today's stream, unless the other thing is if we double the tips goal or triple the tips goal and we have another reward, we can swap vests too. That's one of the things we can do. Remember. So we'll see what happens here. Okay. Now, what I would like to do is open up the stream to Q&A for a little bit, maybe 20, 30 minutes. And then we're going to actually, after the Q&A, we're going to swap over and play some Fall Guys, because you guys gave me overwhelming feedback and said, we want some gameplay on these vest celebrations. So I'm going to do some Fall Guys before we take a break, and during the break, I'm going to get the food for DSP Tries It, which we'll do live, and then we'll close the stream with more Fall Guys, okay? So, let's get some Q&A going. We got Not Mouse, who just did a 50-bit cheer. He says, long-time viewer, first-time caller, here's a camo haiku. I like the vest, Phil. Is it bulletproof or not? Here's 5 syllables. What a cop-out to finish the haiku. I'm pretty sure with how thin this vest is, it's not bulletproof. I purposely got the thinnest camo vest I could find because I wanted one that was not going to make me sweat. I mean, no lie, that platinum vest is heavy, and I have been sweating like crazy when I wear it recently because it's the summer. It's hot here in Washington, and I'm like sitting here covered in sweat. I'm like, oh, God. But I do it because you guys are so supportive. That's why I do it. But I was like, man, at least now we got a vest that is into the rotation that won't be like that. Lego Mario just tipped me $1 asking if I'm going deer hunting in this new vest. Let's see a sweater vest for the holiday season. We may. Like I said, maybe for like the Christmas time, maybe I'll do a special vest for like Christmas time. We'll see. Okay? See what I can find. Thank you for the $1 tip there, Lego Mario. And Deech just subscribed. Thank you, Deech, for the sub. I appreciate that. Okay. Will I be playing Samurai Jack soon? Oh, I got completely derailed. I was going to announce what I'm doing. Oh my God, I can't believe I got derailed. Because thank you for your contributions, guys. All right, so as I was saying before I got distracted, okay? So this coming week, this Monday actually, I'm starting something new. All right, and I weighed and balanced all the options out there. I wanted to say, what's the best thing for stream? And here's the thing. After looking at everything that's available out there, you know, we got Samurai Jack just came out on Friday. Battletoads just came out on Wednesday. From what I'm to understand, that DLC for Control with Alan Wake is coming out this week. And then by the end of the month is that game Tell Me Why from Don't Nod. And then, of course, Batman Arkham City Remaster has been out for a long time. I weighed and balanced everything. And basically what I decided is as follows. Due to the events that have just happened, all right? You might say, what am I talking about? Well, guess what just happened? There was a special event today. It's still happening. The DC Fandom event, where they're announcing all this DC Comics content, including a new Suicide Squad movie by James Gunn, as well as all these updates on all these projects. They just had a trailer for the new Wonder Woman movie that played. But the thing they just announced is there's a new Batman game called Batman Gotham Knight that doesn't have Batman. All right? It's actually Gotham Knights. And what it is all the characters who survived the Arkham trilogy of games. It's Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Batgirl. And they're all basically in Gotham doing their thing as superheroes fighting supervillains. Now, this is made by the game company WB Montreal that made Arkham Origins, and just made me a little nervous because I didn't really like Arkham Origins, okay? But it's pretty cool, this announcement. Everyone's hyped. They saw the gameplay trailer was about 4.5 minutes, and everyone's hyped for the game after seeing the gameplay trailer. Like, wow, this is very exciting. It's supposed to be coming out next year. Finally, a new Batman game after such a lull. The last Batman game was Arkham Knight, which was in 2015. If you can believe it, 5 years ago. So people really want a new Batman game. But it's not a Batman game because there's no Batman. He's dead. So it's kind of cool. It's all the characters from the Batman games, but not Batman. It's going to have good variety, I feel. Also, by the way, the game has co-op. All right, so in light of these events and the fact that everyone's hyped for Batman, I am going to be playing Batman Arkham City Remastered starting on Monday. And so it's going to be a balance between that and Nier Automata for the next couple of weeks. And there will be one major stream of Paper Mario every week as well to get major advancement in that game. And then I'm going to be doing those until new releases start in early September. The new releases are Marvel's Avengers and the Tony Hawk Collection. Those will be the new games that I'll be doing in early September, okay? What I'm guessing is I will more than likely finish up Nier Automata before the new games in September. People are saying the C run is pretty lengthy, but then I don't need to redo a whole other run after the C run of Nier Automata because there's only D&E endings, which is where you do different choices to get different endings, but those don't take a long time to do. So basically, I'm 2/3 through my Nier Automata run, and so I probably will beat it within a week or two, so that's good. That'll be finished up. And I could definitely see doing Marvel's Avengers and Tony Hawk and then balancing in there with the conclusion of Arkham City for the early September. So I think this is going to work well. Again, I know some of you are going to be disappointed. Some of you are going to be very disappointed because you wanted to see all these other odds and end games. Here's the thing. Like, it was either Arkham City or a bunch of odds and ends games that I don't know how long they are. I don't know if people would like them. I know Arkham City, number one, is a great game. It's the best in the Arkham trilogy. And number two, it's going to give me a lengthy amount of content to take me into the new releases in early September. You see what I'm saying? Versus, I don't know how long. Samurai Jack, Battletoads is only 3 hours long, supposedly. We don't know how long the DLC for Control is. So instead of doing all these uncertain things that I don't know if I'm going to like them and we don't know how long they're going to be, I'd rather play a game that I know I'm going to enjoy and I know is going to give me a lengthy amount of content, which is what I need for the next couple of weeks to take me into September. Okay? Fair enough? So there you go. And I'm sorry, again, I'm sorry to those who I've upset, who wanted to see me play all those smaller games, but I figured it was a safer bet to do Batman. And being that everyone's hype about Batman right now because of the Gotham Knights announcement, that's why I want to do Batman. Fair enough? Okay, a few shout-outs here. Guitar Player 1939 gifted a subscription to Eric the Oni. Congratulations to Eric the Oni, and thank you, Guitar Player, for the support. Good to see you, by the way. Phil needs a haircut. To me, $5, so we need a purple polka dotted vest. I'm not even aware that they sell purple polka dotted vests. I certainly didn't see any when I was looking online for vests. But I thank you very much. And by the way, incidentally, I'm getting a haircut in about a week and a half. Yes, it's the first week of September. I'm getting another trim. Username tipped $1 with a new haiku. He said, "Where is the vest at? I cannot see it at all. Please show us the vest." Alrighty then. That's a good one. The camo vest, you can't see it. Thank you very much. Username for the dollar tip and the haiku. Insomniatic Meat did 100-bit cheer. He says, dude, I went to Bev Mowing to get food real quick. You actually got the camo vest pretty freaking sweet. It looks hella good. Thank you. You like it? See, I don't know anymore because some people say they like it. Like, people said they liked the gray vest last month, and then no one really asked for the gray vest the whole last month. So, people really like the red vest, but then people don't really vote for it. They vote for the platinum, you see? I hope you guys like it. I wanted something completely different. All the other vests are solid color. This one's something different. So, hopefully you guys like this vest. Phil Smokes Crack tipped me $10. Gee, thanks. He says, I'm just messing with you. Don't ban me. I think this name is funny. I can't ban you anyway because that you tipped me that. That's not your Twitch name, so how would I even ban you? But thank you for the $10 tip regardless. Okay. Golden Nobles Cheery said, should have bought a Nerf gun to go along with the vest. We could have played Army. And Zebra cheered and said, why are you playing Arkham City specifically and not Arkham Asylum Remaster? Because Arkham City, I feel, is the best game in the trilogy. Arkham Asylum Remaster is good, don't get me wrong. I really like Arkham Asylum. But, number one, Arkham Asylum is a shorter game. It actually does a lot of repetition in the areas you go to in Arkham Asylum. And I don't know, people basically voted for Arkham City in the viewer's choice. That's really what I'm basing this off of. We just did that viewer's choice poll last month, and number one was Divinity Original Sin 2, which I'll be doing when I finish Fire Emblem. Number two was Nier Automata, which I'm currently doing, and number three in the poll was Batman Arkham City Remaster. So that's why we're doing Arkham City, because it seems to be the one everyone wants to see again. It is the best one in the trilogy, so that's why. Lego Mario took me another $1. He says, is the playthrough for Ride to Hell Retribution dead, or do you plan on finishing it someday? I mean, that's an interesting question. I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to it at this point. The thing is, I actually liked the game. As bad as I recognize the game is, I actually enjoyed playing it, but my viewing audience didn't really like it, so I stopped playing it. So maybe one day I'll go back to it if people really want to, but I really haven't had any demand for it. Lego Mario took another $1. He said, if you want obscure design vests, you might have to buy a woman's vest. Well, I guess you're right. You know, the more fancy and elaborate stuff usually is for women. Men usually have more basic stuff. You're right. And I don't appreciate that because I think that's sexist. So that's bullshit. I want elaborate, fancy vests too. Start fucking designing them, you racist. Racists, you sexists. Excuse me. Anyway, thank you for another $1 tip. Deech just gifted 5 subscriptions to the channel. Looks like we have to update the sub count because we got a lot of subs today. He gifted us up to Be the Colonel, Winganarian, Majin Buu, Grim Xena, and Chili Pimp. Congratulations to you guys on getting those gifted subs. Let's actually see how many subscriptions we have now. We're up to 724. And the stream says 723. Wow. Well, I guess we really didn't have many new ones. I guess a lot of them had expired today. Alright. Well, thank you guys for the sub support. Tarantula MS 2018 just tipped me $4.20. It says, Phil, have you ever beat the Dark Aeons in Final Fantasy X? Those guys have been a pain in my ass. To my knowledge, we beat a couple of... I don't think we beat all of them. But didn't I beat a few of them at least? I think I did. I don't think I beat all of them. I think they're like crazy grinds, right? But I'm pretty positive we beat at least one or two. I remember getting a trophy for it. Abak tipped me $1 and says, you said you'd never been in the armed forces. I remember from ages ago you said something about having an interview to be an officer. But you didn't like the guy's attitude. I just talked about this the other day. Yeah, when I was graduating from high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I was weighing and balancing all of my options. I could go to university to train for a future job, or I could just get a job right out of high school, or I could go to the military. And I went for an interview at the Army recruitment office near me, and the guy there was very, very nice, but also very cocky. And basically after having an interview, telling him all about myself, all my extracurriculars, my education, the fact that I was the valedictorian of my high school, he was very impressed, and he said, I definitely feel you're officer material, and we'd like to recruit you. But the way he ended the interview, alright, was weird to me. Because after this nice interview where actually I had a good time, I thought it was a good interview, he said to me, I know you're going to come back here, man. There's no way you wouldn't come back and do this because it's so attractive or whatever. I can't remember the exact wording he used, but basically he was so cocky and full of himself and his belief in the armed forces that there was no way that I would turn it down. Now, here's the thing. I was seriously considering doing this at the time. I was. My dad had been in the military and served, and so I was considering doing it. I thought maybe it could be a good career path. But the way that that guy said it actually 100% flipped my opinion and turned me off. Now, maybe that was just a stupid thing. Maybe I shouldn't have let that get to me, and maybe it was just because I was young and immature. But the way he said it to me actually legitimately, like, changed my feelings about possibly doing it. I was like, if that guy is so cocky and shit, like, he doesn't feel like I should even possibly consider anything else, almost like, oh, we're so good, there's no way you would turn it down. I was the kind of guy when I was younger, right? I was the kind of guy that was like, if you tell me to do something, I purposely won't do it. I don't know why, that's how I was. Like, and I say this on streams too. If you guys ask me for something so much, it becomes annoying, I purposely will probably not do it. You know what I mean? It's different if, okay, here's constructive criticism of something you can do, versus, you better do it or you're gonna do it. You see what I mean? There's different ways to go about it, and just the way the guy said it completely turned me off, and I didn't want to do it. And I never went back. I never went back. I ended up going to college. So, Nothing But a Fan, subscribe to the channel for 8 months. Thank you, Nothing But a Fan. Randy O. Butternut tipped me $4.20 and says, Batman probably faked his death at the end of Arkham Knight. He has done it in the past. That is correct. Maybe he will make a surprise appearance in Gotham Knights. Maybe he'll be the secret 5th character. Could be. Thank you for the tip. Phil Smokes Crack to me another $5, says, you should really wear a sweet Batman mask. I have a Batman mask. If you remember, guys, years and years ago, I did a silly thing where I dressed up like Batman and I reviewed Batman versus Superman cereal. Do you remember that shit? For the release of Batman versus Superman in theaters, they had 2 kinds of cereal. One was Superman and one was Batman. And I reviewed the Batman cereal dressed as Batman. I do own it. Okay, then. You don't remember that? That's live. That was a live DSP Tries It, guys. You can go check that out. Eternal Napalm cheered. He says, I just beat Reno and Rude in Final Fantasy VII Remake with the kill shot being Fat Chocobo unleashing its ultimate. Why was Final Fantasy VII Remake a disappointment to you? 2 reasons. Not to say that it was a bad game. It actually is one of the better games this year. Absolutely it was. But there's 2 reasons. First, it's not Final Fantasy VII Remake. They marketed it. They completely mismarketed it. It's Final Fantasy VII Redo. It's like a semi-sequel. If you didn't play original Final Fantasy VII, you would not even understand the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that's not good. They should have marketed it for what it was, rather than saying it was one thing, and then when you play it, it's not. It's a complete bait and switch. It's a different game, okay? In addition, I did not like the combat. And, you know, that's me. You guys could totally love the combat, and that's okay, but I just didn't like the combat at all. I felt that the combat was too simplistic, and didn't feel like an RPG to me. It felt like what they did is they took the combat of Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15, and they basically like bastardized it. Like they smashed the 2 engines together. And for a game that's supposed to be a remake of the classic, it didn't feel like that game anymore. Now, for a modern audience, maybe you didn't care, but for me, I played the original Final Fantasy VII, and I felt the strongest point of the game was the combat. I actually felt the weakest point of the Final Fantasy VII Remake was the combat. I think that the story, the graphics, the music, the fan service was the best thing. And the combat was actually the weakest point of the game. So that's just my opinion, okay? But I still think it was a great game, don't get me wrong. It didn't impress me like a lot of other people, okay? OFB Terminator did a 100-bit cheer. He says, what celebrity would you like to comb their hair the most? What? What celebrity would I like to comb their hair the most? Why would I want to comb any celebrity's hair? What the... Moving on. Let's see. Okay, guys. So, any other questions? Like I said, this is open Q&A. If you guys have any questions you want to ask me. What the hell does that even mean? Well, I go back to having someone film DSP Tries It. No. DSP Tries It will always now be a live streaming thing. I don't do those style of videos anymore. I don't even have a video editor to do it. It's always going to be live on stream if I do it. Murdoch just did a 100-bit cheer. He said, thank you. You actually summed up my feelings for Final Fantasy VII Remake perfectly. I like the old school turn-based combat. Yeah, and I like the old school plot. Again, it was okay to do what they did and say this is a reimagining of the plot with a twist, but why not say, oh, by the way, if you want to get the most out of the Final Fantasy VII redo, you got to play the original first so that way you remember everything from it and you'll understand the references and everything. They completely lied about the game. It wasn't a remake. So because of that, I didn't understand stuff at the end, and people were trying to tell me in stream chat, oh, this is this, and I'm like, I should have played Final Fantasy VII beforehand, right before, and I didn't because they didn't tell me to. They lied about the game. That's annoying. That actually frustrated me a lot, and in my estimation, made me feel worse about the game because they lied about what it was. Will I ever do a karaoke night? Probably not. Why did Ono leave Capcom? I don't think any of us know the true answer. All right? It's all going to be speculation. All right? My speculation is that even though Capcom knows that Street Fighter is a moneymaker for them, they feel that the Street Fighter V botched launch and the seasons of content were never as popular as they should have been. I think Capcom was really banking that Street Fighter V was going to be just as popular as Street Fighter 4, which, by the way, it has not been. Street Fighter 4 was a ginormous moneymaker for Capcom to the point where not only did it completely reinvigorate fighting games as a whole, but Capcom used the money that they raised on Street Fighter 4 to then finance other projects like Devil May Cry and new Resident Evils. Like, that Capcom money was from Street Fighter 4, right? So they sunk a lot of money into the development of Street Fighter V, and Street Fighter V didn't make anywhere near as much money for them as Street Fighter 4, and I think they blame Ono for that. Now, Street Fighter 6 has been in development, and apparently, from all reports, again, these are rumors, but the report is that Street Fighter 6 is supposed to be a team-based fighter. Now, we don't know what that means. Does that mean it's tag in, tag out like Marvel vs. Capcom, or does that mean that it's more like Capcom versus SNK, where you have a team of fighters that fight in order, okay? But there was a team-based fighter, and apparently this year, they were supposed to have a big reveal at EVO for Street Fighter 6. They were supposed to actually tease it, show footage of it and everything. But then the pandemic happened, and of course everything happened with EVO getting canceled. So Capcom instead went back and started reevaluating all their projects to see where they were at. And apparently when the big wigs at Capcom reviewed the footage of Street Fighter 6, they hated it. They were like, this looks terrible. This doesn't look like anything on par with what we would want. And basically, again, they looked at Ono. And they said, what are you doing? You know, Street Fighter 4 was great. Street Fighter 5 was a big disappointment. And this looks even worse. So they basically demoted the guy. And he agreed that he was going to leave by the end of July, I think. And now he's gone, right? I think. So, you know, to some extent, do you 100% blame Ono for everything? I don't know. Because we don't know how much power the guy really has. Was he literally the 100% creative controller of all the fighting games at Capcom? And was he the reason why a game like Street Fighter Cross Tekken failed? The reason why Street Fighter V was so terrible at launch and wasn't as popular as Street Fighter 4? Was he Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? Did he have a hand in that? We don't know. We'll never know because we don't work at Capcom. We don't know the behind the scenes. But ultimately, the guy is supposed to be Mr. Fighting Game. And when the fighting games are lackluster and they're not performing the way that the people in charge want, someone's going to take the blame, and it seems like Ono was the guy who got targeted, and he got smacked. You know what I mean? Okay. Phil Smokes Crack tipped me $5 asking what my wife's shampoo smells like. I'm not even going to read the rest. Thank you for the $5 tip. You start talking stupid shit about my wife, that's where I cut it. I cut your comment off, and I stopped paying attention. You should know better. Then again, maybe someone whose name is Phil Smokes Crack isn't the most mature person. Golden Colts Cherry says, you ever open a jar of peanut butter just for the smell? To be honest, no, not just for the smell. I would open it to eat the peanut butter, but the smell is quite amazing. Gerard Crow Cherry said two things. We were doing the DLC for Arkham City, and the trailer for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is going to drop around 5-10 your time. Are you going to talk about it? And that's the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie, right? I'm probably not going to talk about it tonight, unless I get to see it during the break. I guess we'll see. If I see it during the break, maybe I'll talk about it, but we'll see. I'm going to be pretty busy. We'll see what happens. But anyway, DLC for Arkham City. If I remember correctly, weren't there two? Wasn't one where you controlled Catwoman, I believe? I guess the answer to that question is twofold. The first is all the DLC actually included in the remastered collection that I'm going to buy? That's question number one. And number two is, will time allow it? Because if I'm playing Arkham City and the playthrough is extending into new releases in September, chances are I'm not going to have time for the DLC. Versus if I'm playing it and we're wrapping it up and there's time, then probably I would do it. All right, so I guess we'll see, but I'm trying to remember, you know. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. No, Gerard Croce says, no, actually, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is the game from Rocksteady. Oh, that's crazy. There's a James Gunn Suicide Squad movie, and there's a game of Suicide Squad. Boy, they love fucking Suicide Squad, huh? All right, well, I'll see if I can see the trailer during the break. Deech did a 500-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Deech, for a 500-bit cheer. I appreciate that. You tied the top cheer for the day. Spartan King cheered. He says, any interest in PGA 2K21? PGA? Isn't that golf? Golfing? No, I don't think I have any interest in a professional golf sports game. If that's indeed what it is. And then Plum took me $1 and says, Street Fighter 5 versus Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is worse? What a tough decision. Here's the thing. When I compare the two games, what I would say is there's a difference between being objective and subjective. I think objectively, Street Fighter 5 is a better game. Objectively. Objectively, Street Fighter 5 has had development support for years and years and years. Got updated multiple times to be a better game, including improving the netcode and all of that. Had, what is this, like season 5 of DLC characters? Now they just keep adding in more characters over time. Excuse me. So, all that stuff, right, is a positive for Street Fighter 5, okay? If you look at Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, only had one set of DLC characters, didn't get any developer support after about 6 to 8 months. They dropped the game entirely. On paper, okay, both games function well at a competitive level, although I don't like the gameplay of either. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a one-hit infinite game. Like, it's seriously rush down, rush down, rush down, rush down, rush down, rush down. Oh, I got a hit. Giant combo leading to your character dying. Oh, here we go again. Rush down, rush down, rush down. It's the same thing over and over. So it was fun when the game first came out because people hadn't discovered the crazy shit. And then within like 3 weeks of the game being out, people found all the broken shit and the entire game became a one-hit kill nonsense, which is exactly what the problem was with Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And that's why I hated that game too. Okay. In regards to Street Fighter 5, the game is a pattern game. And what I mean by that is the game is not designed to be a game with reactionary gameplay. Excuse me, not reactionary. I forget the word. The gameplay that I like in a fighting game is, yes, you could play a pattern, but the game plays at a pace where you can see what's going on, and if you're a good player, you can react to that pattern and counter it. A game like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, alright, yes, there are definitely patterns in that game, but the game is well designed that if you're good at the game, you can counter each pattern by seeing and reacting to what the character you're fighting is doing, and then you can beat them, alright? In Street Fighter 5, there's patterns you can't beat. There's a pattern, okay, well, they're doing this pattern, so now I do this other pattern in response to the pattern, and someone will eventually guess wrong, and then that's the person who will win the match. And that's not good to me. That's crappy gameplay. It doesn't feel like you're playing an old school Street Fighter fighter at all. It feels like what they did is they dumbed down these games to just be learn a simple pattern and do it over and over and over ad nauseum because it's made for people who aren't good at fighting games. People who can't react. People who have bad reactions like Street Fighter 5. You see? So, at its core, both games suck. But I would say that Street Fighter 5 ultimately actually is the better game because it got better developer support and more content over time to improve it. Even though I still hate it, it is the better game overall, better than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, I guess. Okay? Okay. No, I did not watch the trailer for this Netflix show called Cuties, but now it's all been blown up. So here's the thing. There's a movie called Cuties. It's a French film about a bunch of 11-year-old girls who join a dance competition. One of the girls is in a very religious Muslim family that's very conservative, and they feel that this girl being in this dance competition, that she's sexualizing herself, which obviously a young girl shouldn't do. And the whole plot of the movie is this girl, it's a coming-of-age film, the girl finding herself in her own identity as a dancer while fighting the conservative things of her family, but also trying to prevent herself from being over-sexualized, which is another pitfall of going into the entertainment industry. So the plot of the movie is actually quite good, and this film was screened at the Sundance Film Festival And people loved it. They said, wow, this is an outstanding film. It's really meaningful. Netflix decides to fucking actually advertise this film as a sexual film. The picture that they make is these girls in these skimpy outfits, and the tagline is cuties, and it's like something like, you know, they're hot or something like that. Like, it's crazy. Like, you're looking at this, you're like, what the fuck is this? This is a movie about pedophilia. And it's not. It's actually the opposite. It's a movie about the girl fighting conservative but also way sexualized values that aren't in line with what a girl should be doing. And basically, it's a really interesting film in that regard. And they marketed it to be about a movie about sexualized girls. Now, it's so bad that thousands of people wrote a petition online and said, what the fuck is Netflix doing? We want this fixed. So Netflix actually in the last few days pulled all the marketing down and apologized publicly and said, you know, sorry that we did this. We don't even know, I don't even know how it happened. How did that get approved? Like, how did they not realize that advertising this movie as sexualized little girls, which the movie isn't even. That's not the movie. How did they advertise it like this? Like, what the fuck? What were they thinking? I have no clue. Bionichu says, you know, in the end, it's probably going to help the film be successful. Do you think it was a PR stunt? Who knows? I think you're right. Ultimately, now more people are definitely going to watch the movie than would have originally. So, Derek's here. He says, I love the new camo vest. How much was it when you bought it? It's good to have another lighter vest. Honestly, I don't remember, but it wasn't expensive. It was, it's very light. If you can see, it's very, very light. On purpose, so I could wear it during the summer and not sweat. So it wasn't an expensive vest. The most expensive vests are the ones that have the most padding on them so that they're warm vests. So, that's right. It was $3. You're correct. $3. Okay. Murdoch asks, is Seattle still a war zone? Do you want the honest answer? So both Seattle and Portland, Oregon still have protests every day. But here's what's actually going on. The cops involved have finally spoken up and started being interviewed, and they're like, this is not what it was. They're like, back in May and June, there were Black Lives Matter protests that were very meaningful, and we supported those fully. Admittedly, there was violence and riots during those, but now what's going on in these cities, these very, very leftist liberal cities, is not that anymore. They're like, literally, there's no more Black Lives Matter protests going on. What it is, it's a bunch of anarchists. People who are part of these anarchist groups, they're getting together online and under the guise or the protection of saying they're going to do a public protest. And then what they do is they go out and they fucking spray paint and deface everything. They take bottles and firecrackers and they throw them at businesses and cops and people, and they destroy businesses over and over. There have been businesses who literally have said, we're going out of business because every day people come by marching and destroying my shop. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm for Black Lives Matter, but I have to close my business because these people just come by and destroy everything every day. Now you would think, why don't the police shut them down? They're trying, but the incredible leftist liberal city council of Seattle keeps trying to say that the cops are doing everything wrong and is trying to defund the police. They've actively voted twice now to defund the police department, and the mayor keeps having to veto them, saying, no, you cannot defund the fucking police department or else we'll have crime rampant in the city and the whole city will turn into anarchy and shit. It's crazy. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in Seattle. I've never heard of anything like this. Seriously. Now I heard in Portland it's even worse. Now I don't live in Portland, so I haven't followed what's going on over there, but this is just insane to me. Like, Seattle, when I moved here, Seattle was a very safe city. You could go there and there wasn't much crime, and you could go around, do touristy things, and now apparently every day you go there, everything's being destroyed. So why the fuck would I ever want to go to Seattle again? You see what I mean? Like, what is the actual intent of these people? I don't understand it. We have a beautiful thing here. Let's destroy it. What? I'm lost. Listen, if there is actually some kind of viable explanation for any of this, I'd love to hear it. But I've been following the stories, and there doesn't seem to be anything logical going on. It's just chaos. People want chaos. Okay, then. Oh, man. I don't get it. All right, anything else? Any more Q&A, guys? Because a lot of people have been yelling they want me to play Fall Guys. So I could switch over if you guys want, but any more questions? Anything else you guys want to talk about before we switch over to Fall Guys? How's the weather lately been here? It's cooler now. Even though they keep telling us we're going to have clouds and rain, we've only had that like for an hour one day. It's still been hot every day, but it's around the 70s. So it's not insanely hot. We don't have to have the air conditioner on in the house right now, which is a great thing. So, if I go back in time knowing what I know about the 2000s and 9/11, would I change my army choice even though that recruiter was a cocky weirdo, says Pissing Demon? Well, no. I mean, not that I'm unpatriotic or anything, but if I had joined the armed forces back then in high school, I might be dead now. Because remember, there was 9/11, and then there was deploying the troops over there for years and years and years, and there's so much war and death that happened. You know, very likely I would have been deployed. I might be dead. So maybe it all worked out for the best. Maybe that guy being cocky was a way for me to not... See, it's weird because I don't believe in superstition. I don't believe in some people say, oh, everything happens for a reason or whatever. And maybe they would try to justify and say the reason that guy was cocky was the way to not get you to go because you'd be dead now if you would join the armed forces. I don't know. I don't know. Am I okay? I look sad. I'm not sad at all. This is a good day. Today's a good day, guys. We're going to play some fun Fall Guys. We're going to do a live DSP tries. We've got a platinum run in Ghost of Tsushima later tonight. I'm not sad. I don't know why people are saying I sound sad. I'm not sad at all. What's my favorite overall game controller? The SNES controller, the classic SNES controller. Although, this console gen, I really like the Xbox One. I think the Xbox One controller was the best console controller of this last generation. Okay. Alright, guys. I think we're going to switch over, and we're going to play some Fall Guys now. What do you guys think? Smart King just cheered. He said, I thought officers don't go into combat. Am I wrong? Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I didn't even do enough research of that. Because I probably would have been interested because he offered me the officer program. He says, it sounds like you're a prime candidate for the officer program. And I would have looked into it if the guy wasn't so cocky. Timbo Slice cheered. He said, 2020 has to be one of the most crazy years in a long time. First COVID, then protests, now awful bad wildfires in California, and now possible 2 Category 1 or higher storms heading to the Gulf Coast. It's been a fucking insane year, that's for sure. Ricardo Cheerdy says, what? What does this even mean? Does your wife make you take off your ring when she takes you around on your day off? What? The fuck are you talking about? Are you an idiot? Yes! The Paradox Cheerdy says, get drunk. I'm not getting drunk. Absolutely not. Anyway, guys. Okay. Thank you for 251 Vest streak. Thank you for the support of the last 5 months. Thank you for the support today. Let's end this little shenanigans intro. Let's swap over and have some fun Fall Guys fun before we take a break for lunch. Okay? Good stuff. Thank you, guys.